What's up, YouTube? The rain has cleared up. Now I'm going to talk about, good old Florida State taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in a month from now on Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. You usually see that in the NFL. But, yeah. And the main question is, can Florida State upset Notre Dame in Week 1 when Notre Dame has lost most of their team? And Florida State has had so many players come in from the transfer portal, such as Jermaine Johnson, to make a huge impact role, an immediate impact that early in the season. Well, that's a good question. They certainly can. I think they can. But the main thing is, has Florida State improved to the point where they can compete with Clemson and Miami and Florida and the other top schools out there? Look, I say they can compete with Notre Dame. They have a chance with Notre Dame just because Notre Dame's always been a good team, but they've never been elite. I say they've never been elite because, for one, they've never won a playoff game. They can never beat number one when number one has a full team. Yeah, I'm calling that Clemson win a fluke, by the way, from last year. They couldn't beat Alabama. They couldn't beat any of those teams, you know? So you can't put them up there with someone like Clemson and Miami or anybody else up there at the top right now. All right, that's just how I feel. So they're certainly beatable. And like I said, this team lost a lot of their players to the draft. Ian Book's gone. 4 or 5 of their offensive linemen are gone. Did I forget to mention, an offensive lineman from Notre Dame transferred to Florida State. So that's not going to help their case. They lost a linebacker to Atlanta. I forgot, he has a messed up name, but I can't say his name. Ngakwe, whatever he is, a big guy, athletic guy. They lost 2 defensive tackles, I believe, also. So they're hurting. They're going to hurt in that first game on the road in Tallahassee. I still think that Notre Dame is probably a better team than Florida State overall, just because they haven't had the problems that FSU has had. But again, you know, who knows? As far as how this game goes, Florida State can beat Notre Dame if their defense, and they got some transfers out of Arkansas, South Carolina, Central Florida, most notably Mackenzie Milton at the quarterback spot. You still got Jordan Travis back there at quarterback. You got a bunch of good players to play for you. It's just really hard to pick Florida State because nobody's seen them put that whole team together and actually win a big game yet or compete with somebody big right now. But like I said, if and only if Florida State's offensive line holds up enough, if their running game is decent, if they have a good passing game, whether it be Mackenzie Milton or Jordan Travis, and if the defense steps up and gets at least 3 to 4 turnovers in this Notre Dame game, if they do all those things, yes, they have a chance to beat Notre Dame. They can do it, but it has to be done. I haven't seen Florida State beat anybody relevant outside of North Carolina since beating Michigan 5 years ago in the Orange Bowl. And they could have lost that game. That's when they had Dalvin Cook. Since then, they have not been able to beat anybody that good. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. And even though I know Notre Dame's lost players, Notre Dame's always going to be good. Like I said, they're not an elite team, but they're a good team. They can play. And Florida State's not very good right now, so they can easily beat FSU if they show up like they need to and play hard. See, Brian Kelly, he's never even won a big bowl, but he's still good enough to win games. Alright? So it's very hard to pick against Notre Dame. I got my money on Notre Dame winning this game, but if Florida State did win this game, you know, I wouldn't be too shocked. You know, I think Notre Dame wins this game by at least 17 points, maybe a little bit more. But like I said, if Florida State shows up and puts everything together like they need to, they can easily win this football game. But it's up to them, it's up to Coach Norvell, and it's up to the players themselves to get it done on the field.